Hello everyone, TimeToGrind here, and today I wanted to give you guys the top 5 things I think Dota Underlords could learn from Teamfight Tactics. And obviously I prefer Dota Underlords, as is why I'm making a lot of Dota Underlords videos. But Teamfight Tactics isn't a terrible game, and there's a lot of people playing it, mainly just because it's League of Legends, and League of Legends is so popular. But it's not worse than Dota Underlords in every way, in my opinion. I think there are some things that Dota Underlords does that are a lot better than Teamfight Tactics, and I think that there are a couple things that Teamfight Tactics does do better than Dota Underlords. So I wanted to give you guys the top 5 things that I think if Dota Underlords looks at Teamfight Tactics and sees what they're doing in these regards, and they kind of incorporate that or improve their own game, Dota Underlords could be a lot better game. And one kind of disclaimer here is I know some of these things are being worked on. I don't really know to what extent. We just kind of have been told some of these things have been worked on. But I thought since they're not out yet, and you know, we might not actually see them, or we might not see them for a while, I thought it would still be fun. So at number 5, it's the fact that Dota Underlords is kind of gloomy and claustrophobic, and you know, at least compared to Teamfight Tactics. You know, Teamfight Tactics, the map is just really open, and it's pretty beautiful. I think overall I like Dota Underlords the way it looks more, especially the characters and stuff like that. But in terms of the map and just kind of the atmosphere, Dota Underlords kind of feels very claustrophobic and just kind of gloomy, and most of that is just because of the map. You know, Dota Underlords is in this underground cavern map, and Teamfight Tactics are on these floating islands of, you know, whatever. And I think that's easily solved by just adding more maps into the game, which I know they're going to do. That's definitely going to be a way they monetize it with cosmetics or whatever. And so that's why it's number 5 on this list, because I know it's going to happen, but I just still wanted to say it because the game does seem kind of gloomy and claustrophobic. And I think adding maps that are more open and have a lot more light will just make it a lot better. And I think a lot of people will prefer those types of maps. At number 4, we have the UI. Overall, I think Teamfight Tactics UI is so much better than Dota Underlords. For the most part, the PC version of Dota Underlords feels like a mobile game, and that's because of the fact that it was kind of just built as one game to be on mobile and PC, and the UI kind of reflects that. And they've been improving the UI, and they're going to keep improving the UI, so I'm very excited to see that. But just some of the things, like, not only does the game feel cluttered, but the UI almost feels a little bit cluttered. I mean, the fact that on the right side of the screen you have to click between different tabs to see your alliances, your items, and all this stuff there. There's just a lot of clicking through the UI, and there's so much empty space on the screen, and I think they need to take a look at Teamfight Tactics and, you know, kind of just learn how to do good UI. Not, you know, that makes it sound kind of disrespectful. They had a reason for, you know, doing it the way they did. They really wanted to rush it out as one product, and they thought that mobile was very important. And I agree with that. I think having the game be on mobile is a game changer. It's, you know, Teamfight Tactics isn't on mobile, so for Dota Underlords to be on mobile, I think that was definitely the right play. But they do have some catching up to do, so that's why it's number 4 on my list. The number 3 spot is couriers, or at the very least something to fidget with, because Teamfight Tactics obviously has couriers in it, and Dota Underlords doesn't. It doesn't have anything of the sort. We know we're going to get Dota Underlords at some point, which are going to be those, you know, gameplay changing, affecting characters that you pick that will probably be on the side of the board or whatever. But it would be nice to, if not have couriers, you know, I could understand if they don't want to do couriers because they're going to do something with, you know, the Underlords, but I really think there should be something to fidget with. And I know that kind of sounds stupid, but a lot of people really like the couriers, and it adds something to the game. There's a lot of downtime in these auto battlers or auto chess, whatever we want to call them. There's a lot of downtime, and, you know, obviously you can think about your strategies and stuff like that, but it's really nice in Teamfight Tactics or, you know, Droto's auto chess to just fidget around with a courier while you're making those decisions or thinking. You know, I tend to just fidget around with my bench, moving the, you know, heroes around, but it'd be nice if we had something like that, or if they did something like Hearthstone where all of the maps had little interactive clickables. I think that would be really awesome as well. That'd be very unique because that's not really a thing in any of these auto battlers. So just something to kind of fidget with or interact would definitely be very nice, and you know, it would help a lot. The number 2 on the list is the social aspect, and this is one of the biggest features people have been talking about a lot in comparison of TFT and Dota Underlords. Overall, TFT just feels a lot more like you're playing a game with other people. There's so many things. I mean, you have the fact that you have couriers and you can see each other's couriers and all that stuff, but there's also kind of like the carousel drafting. So every couple of rounds, everybody does this little carousel draft. You see each other and all of the stuff like that. So I don't know if I necessarily want those exact features into Dota Underlords because frankly I think that the way the carousel works in Underlords is a little weird. I don't like having to use your couriers. I think if Valve wanted to implement something like that, they could just maybe every couple of rounds, however frequently they wanted to do it, just have a shared pool of heroes and have everybody kind of pick from those pool of heroes. I don't really like, it feels kind of clunky in TFT to have the carousel and then have everybody have to walk around and walk around each other with their couriers. I like what it ultimately means for the TFT because it makes it feel a lot more social, but I think it is kind of clunky. So I don't think Valve should just straight up take that. I don't even know if I really like the carousel mechanic in the first place, but just something to make the game feel more social. And to go along with that, the number 1 thing on this list is actual battles. And what I mean by that is in TFT, when you are fighting someone, you are pretty much almost always fighting them. Like, if you have 2 people and you both get matched against each other, you're literally fighting. So if I win, you lose, and if you lose, I win. And there's some occasions where if you have an odd amount of players, one person is just going to get sent a clone army. But in Dota Underlords right now, every game it's not the same battle. So I have so many instances where there'll be a top player that has 100% health and they've been undefeated, and I get matched with them after I get a power spike or something. Maybe I get 2 level 2s in the same round, and I'm like, oh, okay, like that actually impacted a lot of things, and I go up against the top player and I win, and I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm gonna finally take him down, to then just go look at his board and see that he won on my board. And I don't know, it's really annoying. And not only are there situations like that which make it even more annoying where it's like, what, I won, he should have lost, but it adds so much more to that social aspect that I was talking about, that Dota Underlords anyways definitely lacks. They've been trying to do more stuff. I know they've been talking about maybe having it where once there's 2 players left it does that, but I truly think having it where the entire game does that would be really nice. Another thing TFT does in with the actual battles is you get to see their entire bench as well. So you get to see their couriers, so when they move around you get to see them move around, but you also get to see their bench. So if they're constantly buying units or rearranging them or selling units and combining units, you can see it all, and it really makes you feel like you're playing against an actual opponent and you're not just playing against bots, because I think that's honestly Dota Underlords' biggest flaw right now, is the fact that it just feels so lonely to play the game, honestly, unless you're playing with actual friends and you can talk about what's happening in the game. When you're just playing by yourself, you might as well be playing with bots, honestly. So overall, Dota Underlords is great. Teamfight Tactics is great. I just prefer Dota Underlords, but there are some things that Teamfight Tactics does a lot better than Dota Underlords, and these are my top 5 things. And there's probably so many more things you could think of. If you guys have any suggestions on things you think Dota Underlords could learn from Teamfight Tactics, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear all of your guys' suggestions and stuff. I love talking with you guys. If you guys are having a great day today, I hope you continue having a great day. If you're not having a great day, you should hopefully start having a great day soon. But either way, guys, I hope you guys have a great day. See you guys next time.